Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Ablesys webinar. Ron here. I'll be glad to show you the charts and show you the Able trend signals from today and recently, and we'll take a look and see how well it's been working. I think you're going to like what you see here. Let's jump right in. For swing trading and with Able trend, you can use any chart, any time frame. One doesn't necessarily work better than another. It just depends on whatever your style is. Everybody has different likes and different dislikes. There's no like one set of rules and it has to be this way. No, we're just giving you suggestions, and then you can, kind of tweak it from there. Some people, can't be in front of the computer that often. Well, if that's the case, obviously you can't be a day trader or be successful at it. You can only, swing trade, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is the chart I'm showing now. This is a swing trading chart for stocks only. It's a 2-hour and a daily combination. Works really well for stocks if you like to swing trade, maybe options or shares, whatever you choose. The software is just going to give you really accurate direction and stack the odds in your favor, because we only make a trade when we have 2 time frames agree and we have 3 different Able trend algorithms saying to make that trade. So we've got a lot going for us when we make a trade. There'll definitely be losing trades. There's no perfect system. This certainly isn't either. However, we always have a stop loss in place, so we're never going to lose a lot of money ever on any trade as long as you have that stop loss in place. I think you'll like what you see, because this is 2 time frames combined into one chart. And we'll take a look right now. So we're going to check up on Tesla, which I showed last week, and we're still in that trade, as you can see, because we have the red dots above. The red dots give us the direction. Look for the red dots. The first thing I see on the chart are the red dots. That pops out right off the chart. The red dots means you're in a downtrend, and as long as you have those red dots there, stay in the trade. You're safe. You've got a wall of resistance above the price. Look how many times the price has shot up and hit the red dot, stopped, bounced off of it, and went back down again. The red dots are like a hidden or invisible resistance point that our algorithm is able to plot for us. It's able to see for us. So as long as you got the red dots, stay short. You're in a downtrend. The opposite would be true if you have the little blue dots underneath. It means stay long. You're in an uptrend. So that's the first and foremost thing you need to look for, and the most important thing on the chart. So we had back a couple of weeks ago, we had a beautiful sell signal here, and obviously you trade in options. You're going to buy a put here, or when the price is 245, we're still in it at 189 today. That's a lot of money on this chart, just following the Able trend rule. Now you can't get in the middle of it, following the Able trend signal, I should say. You can't get in the middle of it. Say, oh, can I get in now? Well, you can if you want, but I wouldn't. It's already 50 points in profit. I mean, you're chasing after it. You need to get in on the first time you get the combination, and it has to be these 3 things. No matter what chart you're looking at, by the way. Daily, weekly, great for position trading. 2-hour daily combination, great for swing trading. 1, 2, 3 combination, I'll show you that in a minute. We're going to look at today's E-mini NASDAQ chart, which was a big winning day. And that's the combination of a 1-minute, 2-minute, and 3-minute all in one chart. So there's the combination of a red bar, red dot, red X. You have to have all 3 or no trade. There's no what if, well, maybe this, no. It's that or nothing. There's no discussing that. That is either final. You either have that or you don't. There's no gray area. It's a yes, it's a trade, or it's a no trade. That's what I like about Able trend. Not a lot of gray areas. So it keeps you on track. Not a lot of thinking, because when you or I or anybody thinks, that's when we all get in trouble and we let our emotions get into play, and nobody can win when your emotions get into play. Nobody. That's why the software works so well, because a lot of people, maybe they didn't use it for one day, or they got off of it, they didn't, follow the rules or whatever, and then they look back and go, why didn't I just follow it? It had a great day. Because I got a little nervous. I saw it going down, and all of that. Believe me, I know the feeling. We all do. The more you can put your emotions aside, the better you will always do. And it's okay if you can't do that. Hey, trading's not for everybody. That's fine. It's perfectly okay. So there's the first time you get the combination. Now you say, oh, the X isn't right above it. Well, it doesn't have to. It comes in once a day. Notice it comes in right at the open of the day, right here. So these are all the open and closes. Open, close, right here. Open, close, right there. So if you didn't have if you have the X, even if it's within the last day, great, take the trade. Down it goes. We're still in the trade now. Stop loss goes on the second higher red dot above the price. Not the first one right here, the second one. So we got to stop right here at 198. They shorted it at 240, 245. So we're going to win 47 points. That's the worst we can do because we keep moving the stop losses lower as the dots go lower. But don't put it on the dot above the price. Second higher, second step up. Second, if it kind of looks like steps going down, put it on the second step higher. Here's a daily weekly SMAR. I chose this because it came up with a new buy signal in WinTick. A lot of people say, wow, these signals look great, but I can't get into it now. Let's say you're looking at it maybe over here on this day right here. Well, I'm not going to get in it now. It's already up 30, 40%. Too late now. Well, that's true. It would be too late. So they say, well, how can I find that first new blue bar, like right here? The first blue bar with the blue dot. How can I find that right there? Well, we have WinTick report. It's in today's buy-sell signals, in the WinTick report, and by the way, anybody who has a trial has an automatic subscription to WinTick, so you have it if you're on a trial. It's going to tell you which ones come up with the first new blue bar with the blue dot. Now, that doesn't mean it's a trade, because on this day it wasn't. You had a red X above. Remember, blue bar, blue dot, blue X, no trade yet. However, a couple days later, blue bar, blue dot, blue X. There's your entry point. Home run there, because that's a killer trade. I mean, that's big money, because that just thing took off like a rocket. Okay. Obvious no trade zone. This is what we call the no trade zone. Red dots above, blue X's below. Back over here in the beginning of April, the stuff says, don't do anything. It's going to go sideways and be choppy. Well, you couldn't get any choppier and sideways than that. That's exactly what happened. Looking at it 2 months later, it's like, wow, April trend was right. That's exactly what did happen. However, yesterday at the, well, not yesterday, because yesterday the market was closed for the holiday. Friday at the close, we had a buy signal on it. And that's why I'm showing this, kind of giving you a little sneak peek into something, if you are a position trader, what Abletrend's recommending, and what WinTick, and how I would have known this, because there's 10,000 stocks. How do you find which ones to trade? Well, that's what WinTick is for. It does all the work for us. So we've got a blue bar and a blue dot. That's all they're telling us. So then I put it into an Abletrend daily weekly guidance chart, which is what this is a daily weekly chart. All I had to do was simply type the symbol in and click one frame, and there you go. Got a new buy signal here. If you didn't get in, you can get in at the open today. Technically, it would be get in at the open today. It's already up, 40, 48 cents. But there you go. You still have a new buy signal that you can consider. It's just not telling anyone to do, but we are telling you that our algorithm and our indicators are greatly favoring this to go higher. So if you trade shares or options, you might want to check it out. Do your homework, see what you think, and if you like it also, at least you're getting the okay from Abletrend with all the calculations and the daily chart and the weekly chart and all, everything that it does. It's giving you the high sign. It's giving you everything that looks good. The odds are stacked in favor of this going higher. Well, not always going to be 100%, but you got the odds really stacked in your favor on this one. Let's put a stop loss just a couple pennies under the bottom of that blue dot. So right around 40 is our stop. It's only at 43 and change. Not a lot of money at risk, worst case scenario. Now we're going to have some fun and look at the mini NASDAQ today, because it doesn't get a whole lot better than today. Right, a couple of minutes after the open, a minute or so after the open, we had an absolutely perfect triple confirmation buy signal. Right there is the 931 the market opens 9:30 Eastern time. I'm on East Coast. So 9:31, you just had the absolute perfect triple confirmation trade. Plus, the pre-market was giving us the hint. We had nothing but blue bars and blue X's, 2-minute X's, that's the smaller X, blue minute, 3-minute X's, that's the bigger X. It was going sideways, and if anybody with a little trade savvy knows that when the prices are going sideways, it's going to break out strong one way or the other. So, kind of like be ready. And right at the, when the volume surge comes in at 9:30, it just took off. But you didn't have to get in the first bar. 1 minute later, and we have a lot of great trades, a couple of minutes after the open. So don't run away from that. Embrace it. It just was as good as it gets, and it shot up 30 points right after that. That's $600 if you're just trading one lot. It's actually quite easy to trade multiple contracts now with the micro lots. It's going to cost a little bit more, but I suggest trading micro lots because then you can scale out of trades. It's much, much easier to trade multiple contracts than it is one, because we put an automatic stop. If you're trading normal standard lot, we would automatically take one off after 5 points. You could take one off after 10 points if you're trading like, say, 3, 4, 5 lots. I mean, after every, 5 or so points, I'm taking one lot off. I'm exiting one lot, locking in a ton of profit. Therefore, couldn't care less what happens there. But always leave one lot for the remainder, meaning always leave one lot in case you get these big trends. Now, you can possibly get out because you don't want to give back 30 points. I certainly wouldn't. When you're in profit, and you can use whatever number you want. I like to say like around, 8, 10 points profit. Now I don't want to, I'm thinking about the 2 green bar stop. And I discuss this all in detail on the one-on-one trading session if you're on a trial now. If you don't do the one-on-one 15-minute, and everybody gets one trial, so you want to take full advantage of it. If you don't do the 15-minute one-on-one trading session, 99% chance you just throwing your $99 away. So I'm offering that to you. Costs nothing. It's included in the price, so you don't have to pay anything extra. I'll gladly do that for you. Somebody said they'd help me when I got a lot of money on the line. Boy, I'd take them up on that in a minute. There's nothing to sell you. You've already bought it. I'm just trying to be helpful because I want you to get your money's worth out of the trial, just like I would want somebody to do the same for me, so that I could get my money's worth out of the trial, especially if you're new on a trial. You can watch 100 videos. You'll learn more in the 15, 20 minutes that you and I spend together than you will doing everything else. But these webinars are extremely helpful after you know how to trade the software. So you've got 2 green bars in a row. I like to put the stop loss, just a recommendation. You can do anything you like. Oh, by the way, when you first get in the trade, you put the stop loss 1 point below the bottom of the blue bar. 1 point below the bottom of that first blue bar where we're entering. So right about there. We didn't have a lot of money at all at risk on this trade. If I see 2 green bars in a row, it's giving me a little bit of a heads up, the indicator. You're getting a little weak. We're going to put the stop 1 point below the bottom of the 2 green bars, of the lower of the 2 green bars. And we'd have been stopped at, we might have been ticked out right there. So let's say we're out right there. That's a $400 trade that AbleTrend gave you, me, and everybody else who has the software. Just trading one lot. We got clients who trade 5, 10, 20 lots. Just one lot. That's $400 in 14 minutes that AbleTrend gave you, me, and everybody else. So hope you caught that one because it was really clear cut. And if you didn't do it, you're new on the trial, take your time. There's no rush. Okay, then from there we had a obvious no trade zone and rolling right along. It was about a break even here. Another no trade zone. Here's a losing trade. I want to bring this out because it's not perfect. The losses will be a lot smaller than the winners, but there will be some losing trades. You got blue bar, blue dot, blue X. There's that triple confirmation trade that I have to have before I make a trade. Well, we put the stop loss, remember, 1 point below the bottom of that first blue bar. Now, if it's a really small blue bar, give it no less than 5 points on your stop loss. Okay? You don't ever want it to be less than that. So even if it's a really small blue bar, I'm going to give it 5 points at the very minimum. You got to give it some room to breathe. However, red bar, red dot, we're out there and we're going to lose about 6 or 7 points on that trade. It's 6, but I always like to exaggerate the losses, not exaggerate the gains like everybody else tries to do and fool you and fool me and fool everybody. Hate when that's done to me. So we're going to lose 7. So we made 20 on the first. We're going to give back about 7 there. We're going to roll along here. I'm going to just kind of zip through it. No trade here, by the way. The bar has to close under the blue dots, unless you have triple confirmation. No trade there. So rolling right along, we kind of had about a break-even trade there. And then the absolute, this was a winning trade right here. Triple confirmation, red, obviously, out at the blue bar there. Picked up 4 or 5 points in that trade. So I kind of got back what we lost. But the killer trade of the day, and I mean killer, you don't get too many of these a month or even a week. It just doesn't get any better than that. That's triple confirmation. The bars closed under the blue X's, so it closed below support. Love that. Red bar, love it. Red dot, red small x, 2-minute X, red 3-minute X. Plus, it's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Eastern from 4 o'clock is a great time to trade. It seems like very often, not every day, very often right around that 2 o'clock area, you get a breakout. And boy, was this a killer. By the way, no trade zone right there. Obviously, you have red and blue at the same time. This was a beauty. Now, I didn't put these other charts up here to confuse anybody. I just put them up there to just be aware of where support and resistance is. That's all. You want to give it at least, at the very minimum, you want to give it a few points before you hit support or resistance. However, once you're in the trade, and if for any reason you missed the trade, you just didn't see it, there happened to be support below on one of the higher time frames, no problem. Get in on the sweet spot if for any reason you missed it. But if you are in the trade, there is never, ever a rule to exit at the support point on the higher time frame. You've never heard me say that. You never will, because it's not one of our rules. Never has been. If you're in the trade, if you're trading multiple contracts and you hit a support point on one of the higher time frames, sure, if you want to take one lot off, fine. But you would never, ever take one lot off if you're just trading one or take your entire position off. Very often, it's going to break through that support point. All I'm saying is don't start the trade if you're just a couple of points away from support underneath on one of the other higher time frames. That's how you take that. But if you're in the trade already, let it, it's got to break through. Listen, if you put up 100 different time frames, there's going to be support at every single level going above the price and going below it. There's going to be a support resistance point on every single price. So I just put the standard ones, the more popular ones, 5, 10, 15, and 30. And I just want to see where are the support points. I wouldn't want to short it if the price was like right above this blue dot. However, if I did, let's say it was 5 points above or 10 points above, and I did, and the price is approaching it, fine, let it approach it. There's no rule to get out. Stay in the trade and see what happens, because it has to break through some support points. So let's wait and see what happens. Once you're in the trade, there's only the only exit rules. Now, I like using the 2-minute X's, especially if you're in profit. It's a generous stop. But that's another way. You use whatever you like. I might like chocolate. You might like vanilla. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you like. But the rules state we're going to put the stop loss at the previous higher small red dots. One step up, like I talked about before. I already showed that to you. So as the dots go lower, we're going low. Now, as I also mentioned, if you're in profit, a good amount, 8, 10 or more points, and you judge whatever you define as a good profit. It'd have to be at least, a couple of $100. There's 2 green bars. First time we had 2 green bars from our exit. Stop loss, 1 point above the higher of the 2 green bars. Here's 2 more green bars. We want to move that stop a little bit lower. So there we go. We're out at 73.10. But look where we got in. We got in at 30. That's 20 points. That's $400 in 40 minutes for just one lot. Pretty good stuff. Now you say, well, where would I get back in again? Well, that's easy. You get back in on the sweet spot. Get back in on the sweet spot. Now, because this first sweet spot was worked out so well, there was another sweet spot, by the way, if you missed that one. You can still get in because once you have a losing sweet spot, like I've said a few weeks ago, forget it. No more sweet spots. If you have a losing sweet spot, there's a pretty good probability you're not going to get a winning trade on a second or a third one, because usually the first sweet spot is your best one. But if they keep working and the prices stay under the, you still have triple confirmation. In fact, you have quadruple red bar, red dot, red small x, red big X. I don't know. I don't know what more you could possibly want. Being realistic, anything, less than an ATM machine that just throws money at you, I don't know what more you could possibly want than Able Trends signals. I have compared it to every other indicator you can think of times 100, and nothing has come close. There'll be losing days. I don't keep saying it. There will be losing days. But if you didn't make money today using Able Trend, we need to have another one-on-one. If we haven't had one already, we need to have a one-on-one trading session, because it's not going to get more profitable than today. You only get like one good day a week like this. You usually get one or two good trends a day, but you're not using Able Trend if you didn't use it today, or something's missing. And that's okay, because it's just not for everybody, and I totally understand that. But if you bought Able Trend, today'd be a great, boy, I really hope you had a good day today, because it was just as good as it gets. I mean, it was a killer. I mean, look at this trade. Now, the only time you'd have been stopped out officially is right there. Previous high are red dots. And again, if you get stopped out on the two green bar stop, I should say, of course you re-enter on the sweet spot. And there's another. So far, every sweet spot has been a winner. Get back in again here. Here's another sweet spot. If the sweet spots keep winning, just get back in. Now, some clients we have don't use the two green bar stop. They don't like getting in and out that often. I like it because you save on a lot of give back. You don't know you're going to get a big trend like this before it happens. Obviously, if you knew that answer, you'd never lose. You don't know that. Sometimes it goes down and it shoots back up again. Oh, damn, I was up a whole bunch of money and I gave it back. I like the two green bar stop, putting your stop 1 point above. But, I mean, all the traders say, no, I don't like that. I'm going for the big hit. If you're trading multiple contracts, keep one remaining always for that where you put the stop loss at the previous higher red dots. Some people use the 2 minute X's. I like the 2 minute X. I like that a lot. But you gotta be able to handle some drawdowns that way. It's not for everybody. But either way, you're in at the sweet spot here, a half an hour before the close, and then of course you're out over here on the blue dot, which trumps everything. And you pick up another 5 points or so on that trade, like another $100. I hope I'm being helpful. If not, I'm always glad to help anytime. But I just, like I said, I want everybody to do good. You have no idea how serious I am about this and how serious I take my work here. You wouldn't believe it if I told you. But so nobody in the world wants you to do better than I do, more than you yourself want. So I'm always glad to help in every way. You just have to eventually try and put your emotions aside. Now, if it's still too emotional for you, paper trade. Then you're not ready for real-time trading. And again, sometimes day trading is just not for everybody. That's okay. That's why I showed you those swing trading and position trading charts. A couple of quick questions, and I'm already here longer than I'm supposed to be, but I want to be helpful. Can you use a third-party EOD Aussie data? No, Johannes. No, you can't. It's just the data feeds that we've done all the coding and the programming and went through all the expense and the time to be able to connect with certain data feeds. But I can tell you right now, our free end of day data feed for the 1 month trial gives you free Forex trading. So if you're looking for Forex, you already have it if you have a 1 month trial. We include that in the trial. It's free. Can you scan for these 3 signals? Is there a pop-up alert for stocks? Yes, there is. Cheryl's asking. Oh, wait a minute. Johanna is asking, can you scan for these 3 signals? Well, the signals come on the chart automatically. I mean, we have a template. As soon as you open the software, they come on. So you don't even have to worry about scanning for a minute. It's already set up for you. However, you can look at multiple charts at the same time. In this one workspace, you can look at 16 different charts. And then on top of that, you have 16 different workspaces. So you can look at like 64 different charts or some ridiculous amount. More than you can handle, I can guarantee you that. So yes, you can look at multiple charts at the same time. So this way you can see when a new buy or sell signal comes in. Cheryl says, is there a pop-up for stocks on AbleTrend? Yes. Yes, there is. Michael is asking about the triple comp. Yeah, Michael, as I went over, you stay, if you're in that trade, there never was or will be an exit signal to get out when you hit a support or resistance points on a different time frame. No way. You might not get into the trade because it's too close. That makes perfect sense. But if you are in the trade, stay in it, and there's only the exit rules are only the exit rules. That, as you already know by now, all the exit rules. There's no additional exit rules that I didn't tell you about, or forgot to tell somebody or something like that. Albert, thank you very much for saying that. Mark, YM, he was trading YM and he was an amazing day. Good job, Mark. So glad to hear that. Alan says good stuff as always. You're welcome, Alan. Dennis, what AbleTrend indicators are you using on each time frame? The same as always, Dennis. For all intraday time frames, we use AbleTrend TS only. And we already have these templates and these charts built in for you. So we make it so you don't have to touch anything or do anything different. If you're using higher time frames like daily, weekly, and monthly, because those are much slower, we use AbleTrend 3. And we already have the template set up for you, so they're already set to go. How do we enter support is below us, Michael, same rules as always. If you use the 1, 2, 3 is our chart. The 1, 2, 3 is the main chart. The other time frames, again, if you're a couple of points away, and you want to wait on that, perfectly fine. Once you close below it or break below it, then you can get into the trade. Makes perfect sense. But if you are in the trade already, and and let's say there was 5 or 6 points away, and you did get in because nothing wrong with making 5 or 6 points, and you are already in the trade, you stay in the trade. There's always going to be support or resistance above or below every single chart. You just make sure you're more than 5, 6, 7 point, whatever you use. But once you're in the trade, my point is, you never exit the trade because you're hitting a support or resistance points on the higher time frame. Never heard that from me, nor will you ever. You waited for the 30-minute to clear. That 30-minute was like 6, 7 points away. Matter of fact, it might have been 10 points away. Yes, it was. No, correct, Michael. I mean, 7 points away. You're in. Why? What's wrong with making 7 points? I mean, it's $140 per contract. No, take it. If it's 1 or 2 or even 3 points away, totally agree. Wait on it because it's probably going to hit it and stop. But it's got to break through it sometimes. You got 7 points. Go for it. You're welcome, Deb. Cheryl, do you have the stock charts open? Do you have to have the stock open for alerts? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, otherwise, how would this? The software wouldn't know. I mean, there's 10,000 stocks. You'd have like 300 alerts every second. So no, yeah, you do. And hopefully, Cheryl, I know we went over the day trading signals last week. Hopefully, you we're day trading with the NQ charts today, like like we went over, and it took a lot of time, and we went over, specifically the exact trades. And I was thinking of you today, and I hope you had a great day too. Simply using the Able Trend rules that we've been talking about, that we specifically went over last week. Mike, do you have templates for 9.5 TradeStation? No, we don't, Mike. That's a different platform. Thanks everyone for being here. Hope you've Michael Z. Oh, one last question, Michael Z. Again, I don't know how I can make it simpler. It's got to be. I know you like specific rules. I don't want to tell you what I like because you might like. I love vanilla. You might hate vanilla. So use your own number. But I would use like 5 points. Let's use that. If it's five, if it's less than 5 points away from support or resistance on one of the other time frames, wait until it breaks through it. Otherwise, you're in the trade. Yeah, you're finding support and resistance on the larger time frames and keeping me out. You know what? Wipe them out, Michael. Keep it simple. Wipe them out. It's supposed to be helping, not hurting. And if it's helping, wipe them out. Just exit them, and they don't exist. Isaiah, thanks. Oh, you're welcome, Isaiah. And you, thank you, Sarah. You're welcome. They're supposed to be there to help you, Michael, not to hurt you. And I'm trying to make it so simple, and I thought I did, but again, and I know I've said, a zillion times, if you're within a couple points of one of those dots, play it safe. Wait until you break through the dot. Wait till the price breaks through it before you get in the trade. But if you're 7 points away, you got to be in that trade. I mean, that's $140 you're giving up. And what happens if it breaks through it? Could be $200, $300, $400. So no, take the trade. Jump in. And I hope that was helpful for you. Thanks everyone for being here. Stay in touch. If I can help, let me know. I'll be here.